Okay, so we're going to talk about customary conversions again today. And yesterday we talked about length. Today we're going to talk about capacity, which is the liquid. That's your fluids. Okay, so we have 1 gallon, abbreviated GAL, equals 4 quarts, QT. 1 quart, which is QT, equals 2 pints, PT. 1 pint, which is PT, equals 2 cups, which is just a C. 1 cup equals 8 fluid ounces. So 1 gallon equals 4 quarts, 1 quart equals 2 pints, 1 pint equals 2 cups, and 1 cup equals 8 ounces. So in 4th grade, you learned how to make a gallon man. In 5th grade, we do it a little different. You may have done the G also. I don't know. But it's the big G. That's the big one, okay? Because 1 gallon and everything fits inside of it, okay? Inside of a gallon, there are 4 quarts, right? Inside of 1 quart, there is 2 pints. So we're going to make a P, 2 P's inside of each quart, okay? And then 1 quart equals 2 pints. 1 pint equals 2 cups. So under each pint, we're going to have 2 cups. That was 4th grade and going down the hall there loud. Okay, so we have 1 gallon equals 4 quarts. 1 quart equals 2 pints. 1 pint equals 2 cups. And then each cup is 8 ounces. So this is just a little a guide. This will help you actually answer questions a little bit easier possibly, because you can look inside of the gallon man to get your answers, but you can also use the chart. Okay, so here's my gallon man. 4 quarts, 2 pints in each quart, 2 cups underneath each pint, and then 8 ounces inside every cup. Okay, make sure you put that in your journal. So just like yesterday though, these over here are on the left are always your big measurements, because it's 1 gallon equals 4 quarts. So it means you need 4 quarts to make 1 gallon. So that means these over here are still the small measurements. Okay, so that's important to remember, big and small, because just like yesterday, big to small is you multiply, B parentheses S, that means multiply. Small to big, you divide, S over B, small divided by big. Okay, so anytime that you are converting measurements, it will always be big to small, you multiply, and small to big, you divide. Okay, so just keep that in mind with all conversions. All right, so let's look at a couple of questions. Let's say I have 6 gallons, and I want to know how many pints that is. Well, if you look at your conversion chart, I go from gallons to quarts and quarts to pints, but I don't have gallons to pints at all on this conversion chart. This is where you would want to use your big G. So inside of this big gallon, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pints. So that means if I'm going from gallons to pints, I'm going from a big to a small measurement, which means I'm going to multiply. And I know there's 8 pints in 1 gallon. So if I multiply each gallon by 8, that'll tell me how many total pints that'll be. Okay, so 6 gallons times 8 pints in each gallon equals 48 pints. You understand that? What if I had 6 pints and I want to know how many? Okay, say I have 6 pints and I want to know how many cups that is. Okay, so I can go from pints to cups. Pints is going to be the big measurement, and cups is going to be the small. I'm going from a big to a small. And I know there are 2 cups in every pint. So I'm going to multiply by 2. 6 times 2 is 12. Okay? You could also use your G and say that you want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pints. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 cups. So see, you can do the big to small, small to big, or you can use your G. Either one is perfect. Okay, that's why you need to know how to draw this. All right, how about 14 cups, and I want to know how many pints that is. Okay, same thing. Cups and pints are together on the chart. So 1 pint equals 2 cups. So that means cups is small and pints is big. When we go from a small to a big, remember we have to divide. And there are 2 cups in a pint, so we're going to divide by 2. Okay, so 14 divided by 2. You can also, same thing, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. You can count up 14 cups on your G. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. And then that tells you how many pints you have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, because 14 divided by 2 is 7. Or you could say 2 times what equals 14 if you want to work backwards. All right, but it's the same process. Big to small you multiply, small to big you divide. What if I have 18 quarts and I want to know how many gallons that will be? Okay, that's a little harder to do on this. I mean, it can still be done. You can draw 4 quarts and put them each in a picture. If you want to draw a picture, you can absolutely do that. Okay, or you can do the multiplication or division of it. Okay, we're looking for quarts to gallons. 1 gallon equals 4 quarts. So that means gallons is big. So we're going from a small measurement to a big measurement. So we're going to divide. There are 4 quarts in 1 gallon. So we're going to divide by 4. Okay, so like I said, you could do you can draw your picture, and I'm not making them Q's, but you get the point that there's 4 inside there. It's 4, 8, 12, 16, 17, 18. That means I have 4 full gallons with 2 left over because this one wasn't full. So, in other words, 18 divided by 4. 4 times 4 is 16 with 2 left over. So, like yesterday, I'm going to have 4 full gallons and 2 quarts. Okay? Because whatever is left over goes back to the original measurement. Okay? So, you can divide it or you can draw yourself a picture. So, I drew 4 gallon man with 4 quarts inside of each one of them. And then the last gallon man only had 2 quarts. Okay? Because it wasn't completed. So 4 full ones and a half. All right. So what if I have 64 fluid ounces and I want to convert it to cups? Okay. Well, cups to ounces is right here. 1 cup equals 8 ounces. So that means we're going from a small measurement to a big measurement, and we're going to divide. There's 8 ounces in a cup, so we're going to divide by 8. So you're just going to do 64 divided by 8. 8 times 8 is 64. So there, 64 ounces is 8 cups. Okay? You could also use your gallon man and just count up 8, 8, 8, 16, 24, 32. Okay, you just count until you get to 64, and then that's how many cups you use. Or you can multiply or divide depending on what you're looking at. Okay? Pretty simple. Now let's look at customary conversions of weight. I want to go ahead and add this because it's pretty simple. Okay, this is a little bit different because you only have these two measurements, or three actually. 1 ton, which is a capital T, equals 2,000 pounds. Okay, the abbreviation for pounds is LB. Okay, this is things like a baby. When a baby is born, they weigh 8 pounds 4 ounces. That's not fluid ounces, that's weight ounces, okay? You see this often at the grocery store, okay? When you go in and your mom's looking at buying some fruit and she goes, how many pounds of fruit do we have? Okay? You'll see that, abbreviation LB. And then ounces, you'll see that when you weigh it, it'll say on the little spring scale, it'll be like 4 pounds and 3 ounces, okay? Or when you look at meat, okay, when you're in the when you're in the meat section and you're looking at a pound of ground beef, it'll say 1.36. That's 1 pound and 36 ounces, okay? So this is not the same as fluid, okay? This is weight. So 1 ton equals 2,000 pounds, which is LB, and 1 pound equals 16 ounces. Okay, again, not fluid ounces. This is weight ounces. But it's the same. You're still going to go from a big to a small by multiplying, and a small to a big by dividing. Okay, so if I have 5 tons and I want to know how many pounds that is, tons is big, pounds is small, so we're going to multiply times 2,000. All right, so if you remember back to multiplication, all I have to multiply is 5 times 2, which is 10. And then I add 1, 2, 3 zeros. So 5 tons is 10,000 pounds. And if I have 4,000 pounds, and I want to know how many tons that is, I'm going from a small to a big, so I'm going to divide by 2,000. All right, but look, all you need to divide by is the whole number that is the non-zero number. So 2 will go into 4 2 times. So 4,000 pounds is 2 tons because you drop the zeros. Okay, all you're dividing is by the non-zero number. All right, say I have 16 pounds and I want to know how many ounces that is. I got 16 pounds of beef, and I want to know how many ounces of beef I have. So pounds to ounces is big to small. So we're going to multiply. And there are 16 ounces in a pound. So you're going to multiply 16 times 16. 6 times 6 is 36. 6 times 1 is 6, plus 3 is 9. I'm going to mark that out. So we're going to tick, mark out the ones place, tack, and drop the 0. There's our O. 1 times 6 is 6. 1 times 1 is 1. And then we add 6. All right, 9 plus 6 is 15. So put my 5, carry my 1, and 1 plus 1 is 2. So that's 256 ounces. Okay, 256 ounces. All right, so what if I have 34 ounces and I want to know how many pounds that is? Okay, pounds and ounces. Ounces is small, pounds is big, so we're going from a small measurement to a big measurement. And there's 16 ounces in a pound, so we're going to divide by 16. So 34 divided by 16. Okay, here's where you would want to do your tic-tac-toe board. Okay, so we're going to look at 16 plus 16, and that's 32. Well, I don't have to go any further, do I? So 16 will go into 34 only 2 times. Okay, with 2 left over. So that means I have 2 pounds with 2 ounces left over. Okay, all right. I hope this helps. I know I kind of rambled a little bit, but remember your conversions, customary weight. You need to have this written down in your journal along with big times small and small divided by big. Then you also need to have your customary conversions of capacity and understand that that's liquid. This is what you would do. This is like your kitchen stuff, okay? Your kitchen conversions when you're cooking, all right? I need you to get these notes down, and then there will be a little assignment, and then we'll do more later on about conversions, okay?